What is going on, guys? Kingdom Tilly back at it again, and today I want to do something a little different than I usually do. So recently I've been watching these videos and they have been going through these tier lists, and I thought, yeah, you know, why not? I'll try that. So right here I have a pre-made tier list. I didn't really pick out the characters. So there's a few on here that I don't think I'm going to go through, specifically the Union Cross and Dark Road characters, because I don't play the mobile games really anymore. There's just it, and even when I did, I always skipped through everything, and so I don't really. I've heard rumors of what's going on. I will be including the Master of Masters, all of the Foretellers, and Ephemer, because they're a little bit more mainstream and I know a little more about them. But anyways, I'm just going to go through the order that this tier list is. I'm not going to go in any special order or anything. But yeah, here we go. So we're gonna start out with Ericus. Now, Ericus, I don't know how much I like him. He's a good master, but I mean, he leapt straight to killing Ven. I don't think that he's awful per se, but I also don't think he's great. I think I'm going to throw him on D. I don't personally know too much about him. I'm not super attached to him in general. I like his younger version better than his older version. Although, I'm not going to lie, before I knew who he was, I thought in the commercial Ericus, the character portraying Ericus was a girl. Just very feminine face with long black hair. Just let's not get into it, okay? All right. Second, we have Terra. I think Terra is better than Ericus, but out of the Birth by Sleep trio, he is my least favorite one. And a lot of people are against Terra and say, oh, he's stupid. He didn't notice the fact that Master Xehanort, this objectively evil-looking character, wasn't evil. In his universe, he did not have the knowledge. He was risen to respect masters, and Xehanort is still Master Xehanort. I mean, he trained Ven. They didn't really have any reason to be suspicious of him. So I don't blame him for that. And he did have a really good scene at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, you know, reuniting with the rest of the BBS trio. That got me teary-eyed, even though I'm honestly not super, attached to that trio specifically. But I think I'm gonna put him at C. Now, Vanitas. Ooh, I really like Vanitas. I think I'm gonna stick him on A. Right now, I'm not sure where I want to stick it. Anyone? I haven't really. I don't have a script I'm going off of. I'm just kind of going with the flow. Vanitas is this dark, objectively evil being that's pure darkness, and his ties to Sora and Ventus, it's really interesting to see him. I don't love the mask he wears. I understand why he does it, to preserve the surprise for when you see his face and you're like, whoa, when did Sora get all goth and emo and darkness infested? I don't know what that was, but No, I think Vanitas is a really cool character. I love how evil he is. Like, just like that one scene in BBS with between him and Aqua, where he just straight up just snaps the Keyblade in half and throws it to the side. You know, Ven's treasured Keyblade that he left on Neverland as like a keepsake, and he just snaps it in half, just to really get on Aqua's nerves, like that sort of thing. He's just brutal, and I like the conversation at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 that he has with Sora and Ventus, going through about, you know, him choosing to be darkness, even though, let's be real, Sora was a little bit prejudiced in that moment, and it kind of bugged me because he was freaking out about Vanitas choosing darkness, even after Ventus went on this rant about how we get to choose who we are, and, you know, of course Ventus is like, okay, whatever, you do you, but like Sora's all over there having his little falling apart moment. But Vanitas is really cool. Really wants us to start out with these Birth by Sleep characters. If you can hear a little clacking in the background, that's Gus. That's my dog. He's a big dog now. All right. And anyways, enough with Vanitas. Xigbar. Ooh. You know, if this was KH2 times, I'd probably have him down here by C and D. But I think I'm gonna drop him on B. He is phenomenal. I think he is a fantastic Organization 13 member. I love his taunts, except I don't really understand why he says R for reload. Like, oh, okay, if you say so. But he's very tricky. I don't love Breg. I think Breg was annoying and dumb. But Xigbar is pretty cool. I don't really have a ton to say about him. He's Lushu now. That's crazy. Zeldin. Yeah, no, he sucks. He really just... He didn't say anything in Kingdom Hearts 3. They didn't even get a voice actor for him, along with Lexius. But KH2, God, he was probably one of the most annoying data battles for me, personally. He's so annoying. I don't really have much to say about him other than that. I don't really like him either. I'm gonna put him on D because I still think he's better than Zeldin, because Zeldin is just the worst. Vexen, he to me is extremely annoying. Vexen to me is extremely annoying. I don't like his voice. I think he looks weird. I don't like his character. I don't like the scientific sort of things. And I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely despised the CG model of him in Kingdom Hearts 3. He looked so weird. I don't know. Another thing, guys, just so you know, this is not like a factual, this is the right way to place these characters on the tier list. This is more of a my opinion sort of thing, so if you disagree with me, please leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys say, and you could probably change my mind on a lot of these guys. Lexius. Putting him down there with Zeldin. Didn't have any voice lines in KH3. Kind of an oaf. Like, when I look at this man right here, I mean, he just looks like an ogre to me. Like he's Lexi's. What can I say? Look at that crunchy hair. Zexion. Not super attached to Zexion, but I really did love his character in Kingdom Hearts 3. Chain of Memories, he was kind of all over the place. I kind of liked him, but at the same time, I didn't know if I really liked him. He's very funny, and he has cute moments in Kingdom Hearts 3, and I love the scene where he meets Ansem again, and he's crying, and I'm not attached to him, but that tugged the heartstrings right there. Sayax. I appreciated this man more until he admitted that he was evil because he was jealous. I'm gonna put him on C. Sayax was a really cool battle to me. I loved the Berserk ability with the claymores and being able to whack people around with it is just, I think it's so cool, and I love his battles. I just don't know if I super love the character. I think he has the potential to become better. Axel, my main man. This boy is phenomenal. Axel is one of my absolute favorite characters to have ever come out of this series. He is hilarious and seriously probably one of the most loyal friends anyone can have. Axel is phenomenal. I love his chakrams. I love fire, so of course I love his ability. His organization name, Flurry of Dancing Flames. Oh my gosh, dude. Axel is wonderful. Fun fact, I don't know if you guys actually knew this, but going along with how the Days Trio sits and eats ice cream together, it's actually been explained that Axel doesn't actually enjoy sea salt ice cream, which to me is just mind-blowing, because he sits on the clock tower with his friends day after day, eating ice cream with them, and he's just doing it to be friends with them and to be close with them. I think I realized this. Somebody actually told me this, but I found it for myself in the after credits scene of, I think it was Rechain of Memories that they have on the PS4, and it shows Axel eating the sea salt ice cream, and he looks back in disgust, what is this? But he keeps eating it with them because that's like their bond, Sora. I really like Sora. I don't think I'm gonna put him on the same level as Axel though. Sora has really had his moments. KH1 Sora, phenomenal. KH2 Sora, phenomenal. Dream Drop Distance Sora. Well, you know Dream Drop Distance Sora. He just lost every last brain cell. He acted like he was taking cow sedatives the whole time, and that's honestly one of the biggest reasons he's not on S. Such a good guy. He'd do anything for his friends, literally anything. He has killed himself twice now. I guess technically the second time isn't killing himself, but without a second thought in the first game, he stabbed himself in the heart with a keyblade for Kairi. Who does that? For real? who in their right mind just is like, you know what? I don't even care. Here you go, Kyrie. He doesn't even know if that's going to actually wake her up. I mean, he probably had a pretty strong notion that it did, and thank goodness it did. Because can you imagine that scene if, you know, his heart just woo, or Kyrie's heart, not his heart. Anyways, he's a phenomenal character. He's a very great protagonist, very selfless, very, very courageous. High remarks for him. But God, somebody needs to school this guy, like actually, not like beat him up, but like actually bring him to school and learn him some things. Demix. Ooh, Demix. I think I'm gonna put him on B. I really like Demix. I don't know. His battles are annoying, but I like his character a lot. I love his just, I don't give a crap, I'm not gonna do anything sort of attitude, like. And, you know, I know people are disgusted by the theory that he's the master of masters, but I think it would be fantastic. He has the perfect personality for it. I mean, he's so under the radar that, like, he wouldn't even, like, it's the perfect role for him. And, I don't know. I personally hope that theory is true, but I can see why a lot of people don't agree with that. Luke Sword. Wonderful. I think that this man is probably the most normal guy on the organization. Like, I think that if because, you know, you have like him compared to like freaking Zebraman Zemnis over here talking to the moon for like 5 minutes straight. He just seems like a guy that you could chill with and just like play some cards with, you know? He seems awesome. I would love to meet Luke Sword in real life. And he just, I don't know. He's very, I feel like he isn't strongly for one side or the other. He's just like, you know what? Whoever wins, wins. Like, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Marluxia. Don't know a ton about him. I didn't really get into Recom until recently, and he kind of bugs me. I like his fight, but at the same time, it's not fantastic. I don't know. He's not awful, but he's definitely not one of my favorites. Larxene. She is garbage. She is absolute trash. She is probably one of the only characters who has actually made me really angry. Not by like fights and difficult fights, but just her character and personality just makes me want to puke. And she's just awful. And I'm just, at this point, I'm preaching to the choir. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone who likes Larxene. Everyone is kind of just like, she's garbage. Ansem. Not Ansem the Wise. Ansem, Seeker of Darkness. I'm going to put him on B. He was a fantastic antagonist for Kingdom Hearts 1. Actually, you know what? Let's keep him on B. He was a fantastic protagonist for Kingdom Hearts 1. He was, except for that one weird time that he took off his shirt, right? We don't talk about that. But he is just unbelievably. Ansem, Seeker of Darkness is a wonderful antagonist. He's the perfect darkness to clash with Sora's light. Like, it all gets retconned to hell and back, and it ends up not just being a fight against darkness and light, and instead turns into nothingness and negative emotions and all this stuff. But for the first game, he was a wonderful antagonist. He gets really annoying in the other games, which is why I didn't put him in A. But I don't know. I don't have a ton to say about him. Xemnas. Also gonna put him in B. He was probably... I played Kingdom Hearts 2 time and time again, and I absolutely loved the battles with him at the end. I would put him in A, but he's so dumb sometimes. Like, he just says the dumbest things. Like, oh, your Keyblade is no more. But then Axel just summons his Keyblade again right after that, and he's just kind of a dick. Like, I don't know. He's not great. Like, he doesn't seem like he knows what he's talking about half the time. But yeah, no, I think that he's a great fight, but that's about it. Young Xehanort. Oh, diddly dear. We're gonna put him on D, just because I think that he's an interesting character, but he introduced to this series time travel, which it did not need. I would much rather have 13 new people, or like 10 new people maybe, for the real Organization 13, than all the Xehanorts, dude. And he's what made that happen, ultimately. I hate him for it. And he's just a dick. He's terrible. He's not a relatable character. I'm playing through Dark Road to figure out where in this man's life he went wrong to go from this kid playing chess with Ericus to wanting to reset the world. Like, did he want to be an IT guy when he grew up? Anyways, yeah, it's understandable, Master Xehanort. I don't think he's much better than Young Xehanort, but not for the same reasons. I don't love his character. I don't feel like I'm actually afraid of him. Like, when I was a kid and I was playing against Ansem and Xemnas, they terrified me. They just, like, Master Xehanort, he's an interesting character, and I really liked his perspectives on the world and how he wanted to change the world. But he just, I don't know, I don't feel like he's a great antagonist for me personally. Anyways, yeah. Ansem the Wise. I don't really know anything about him other than he was a dick and shoved Roxas into a Data Twilight Town for a year just so he could get Sora back, and he tried to make up for that in Kingdom Hearts 3, but like, we saw like 4 scenes with him in it and he wasn't really doing anything. He had to get saved by the Twilight Town crew. Like, I don't know. He's Ansem the Wise. I really like the Blank Point scene where he's talking to Aqua. I really like that. Anyways, Hayner, Pence, and Olette. I'm just gonna group these guys together on C. I think they're fun. I think they're a good group. but they're not a huge part of the game. Not like compared to Riku or, any of those guys. I don't have much to say about them. Riku. Putting him on S because Riku is just... This man, alright, has literally been to hell and back, alright? In the first game, I hated him, but he also got possessed, but he didn't have to be as awful as he was, but he has come a long way, and he saved Sora's ass in Dream Drop Distance. He is a wonderful character, and the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, my grandma was watching one time when I was playing it, and she was in tears because Riku is just this great guy at the end of it, and she doesn't even know him that well, but she loves him, and I don't know, he's a character that has had probably more character growth than anyone else in the series, I think. Everyone more or less stays fairly the same, besides maybe Axel, going from murdering people to saving people. But Riku is just completely flipped around, and now he's going on this search for Sora, and his bond to Sora is amazing, and I think that Axel is wonderful. Or not Axel, Riku. Master of Masters. Such a fun character. Like, seriously, I cannot wait to have a game full of Master of Masters. Like, we all thought that he was going to be revealed in Melody of Memory because Tetsuya Nomura specifically said that he made the initials MOM on purpose so that to match Master of Masters. But we didn't get to see who he was. We didn't get any scenes with him, I don't think. I feel like the next big installment he will be the main antagonist, either him or Lucio, or both even. They finally answer back to the Master of Masters. I bet you they're gonna have a scene or something where they finally meet back up again, because that would be wonderful. The Foretellers. I think all of them get to go to D, except he gets to go to E, and actually have to move her to C. Because we don't know much about them. She's amazing, and she's so selfless. I'm sorry, I don't actually know their names. I feel like such a noob, but she's so selfless, and you can tell that she cares a ton about the others, and I just love that. He's a jerk, and honestly I think that he's the reason that the Keyblade War started, because most of the others were pretty content and honestly just fine that there was a traitor among them. They weren't going to do anything about it, but then he goes around and starts attacking people. Like, what's going on? Ephemer. I know him from one line of Kingdom Hearts 3 and a couple lines in back cover. I think he deserves to go on C. He seems like a fantastic character, and I want to know more about him. But Square Enix, you got to get off the damn mobile games. Get off the phone. Like, really, if they remade Union Cross for like a console or a computer game that was actually playable, then that would be fantastic, because I want to know the backstory, but I'd rather not spend all of my money and time on a game that's going to give me about This much story in 50 hours of play, you know, it's just not worth it to me. Like I said, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw all of the Union Cross characters on E. Not that I don't like them, I just don't know them. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Except for you. You get to go up to D because you're amazing. Kyrie. Ooh, Kyrie, what to do with you? I know I'm going to get, like, crucified for this, but Kyrie just doesn't have enough character. She's such a boring character. She's always the girl in need, the mistress in distress. She just, I don't know. I think that it's fantastic that in Remind they edited one of the scenes, the scene with the Days trio, that she actually started slapping Xemnas crazy. But other than that, she's just kind of a meh character in my opinion. Chirithy. God, I have nightmares about Chirithy. I think Chirithy is adorable. Look at that plush little nose. But what is that noise that it makes when it enters the final world? It sounds like a freaking cat on catnip or something. I don't know. I don't have much to say about Chirithy. Sassy, kind of treats Sora like crap sometimes, but that's okay. Roxas. Oof, Roxas. I freaking feel for this man. I don't think I've ever cried for a character more than Roxas, dude. Like, it still gets me in tears that my summer vacation is over scene. Like that scene just absolutely hits me to the core. And he's been through so much. And, you know, I learned this the other day, but apparently Roxas actually, like, gets merged back with Sora on his birthday, dude. Because we got 358 over 2 days, and it's so that's 358 days, right? But then we have 7 days before he gets merged back with Sora. It's exactly 365 days. He dies on the same day that he was born. He was a year old. And this poor guy has just been through so much. He had to kill his best friend, then he lost his memories of her, then his other best friend starts trying to kill him, and then he just has to die, which was sad. And honestly, as terrible as this is, I partially hate that they brought him back in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, he's great, and I love that he's back. But it takes away a lot of the impact of KH2 and how they finally decided that they were fine with each other. I mean, of course, you guys already know this stuff. You probably are thinking it yourself, or you've heard snooty gamers parroting it around all the internet. But, I don't know. I love the man. I'm glad he's back, but it takes a lot of the feels away from KH2, because you know that even though he's fine with being inside Sora, he's gonna come back, and I don't know. I'm making this more complicated than it needs to be. Nominee. I'm gonna put her with Kyrie. I don't know a ton about her. I know that she can mess with Sora's memories. I don't like it that they only brought her back at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, more out of obligation than anything. I feel like I wish we saw her more. I mean, it makes sense, but I really liked her relationship with Roxas in Cage 2. That was fantastic. But yeah, no. She's a good character, just not the greatest. Shion. So I'm only putting her on A instead of S because I didn't actually get to play 358 over 2 days, which I've heard isn't that bad that I'm missing out. But I feel like the movie just kind of took away the impact of the death scene, and that was the first time I really experienced it. And you know, it kind of tugged the heartstrings, but at the same time I was like, I didn't have the time to grow attached to these characters and know everything about them and know all the story. And you know, I've heard the gameplay of 358 over 2 days is trash, but I really wish I could have played it so that I could understand her more and just like feel the pain. But I mean, Cage 3 is the only game I've played that she's been in, so I don't know much. I mean, other than Dream Drop Distance, of course, but she's in it for like 5 seconds. Riku Replica. I don't think I'm gonna put him on S, but I'm gonna put him on A just because this man has also been through so much torment. You know, going through Castle Oblivion and fighting against Sora to try and protect Naminé, you know, thinking he's KH1 Riku because he's a replica, and that's like the memories that he has. But like once he came to terms with being a replica, he actually like turned around and like made a difference. He changed, just like OG Riku. He did a full 180. In the end, he sacrificed his one way to get a body to give it to Naminé, and that selfless act was just beautiful. Aqua. Once again, I feel like I'm gonna get shivved for this, but I'm putting her on A. I know she's like everyone's favorite character, like the best thing that's ever happened to the game, but I don't know too much about her. I didn't really get around to playing BBS until after Kingdom Hearts 3. So you know, I don't know a ton about her. She's really selfless once again. Her dark form was absolutely crazy. It was so cool, so cool. The music that plays pretty much all the time when she's around in KH3 is fantastic. But yeah, Ventus, I really like. I don't know how I feel about this series having so many characters that look exactly the same, but Ventus is just naive and not in a Dream Drop Distance Sora sort of way. He's naive, and it's just he's so cute and childish. He's just everything is so neat and cool to him, and he's 100% light, so he's really light and happy all the time, and I love that. And he also had to go through so much with, you know, being inside Sora's heart, and him saying that he's like, you know, I've been on all of these adventures, and you know, he was dreaming about Sora's adventures. Just wonderful. Yozora. Alright, this is the last character. Probably a good stopping point too, because he is absolutely incredible, and I am so excited to have him in the next major installment, because I want so bad to have this man explain more to me. I absolutely love his character from what I've seen so far. He's so just badass and straightforward. He just doesn't give a crap. And he seems like he has so much pain inside of him. And look at his eyes, dude. He looks like he's been through some shit. He's seen some shit, you know what I mean? And I feel like knowing him is going to be incredible. And getting to know his past, everything about him is going to be awesome. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Please like, comment, or subscribe, or all three, please. And I hope you really enjoyed this. Leave comments about what you think that your favorite characters are, and I'd love to hear your guys' opinion. This was really fun. My throat was really dry because I've been talking for 45 minutes, but thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I will catch you later. Peace.